Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. This is the Gazetta, or Gazetta as it's known. I'm standing in for Adam McCullough. He's away on his holes. Hope you're having a good time, Macca. It's where we go through the Sunday papers and look at what is being said about Manchester United Football Club. Loads of stories to get through. Loads of similar stories to get through. If I'm being brutally honest, Manchester United, as you'd expect, all over the back pages. But make sure, first of all, before we get into all that, that you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. We've got to 700,000 subscribers. We want to get to 800,000 with your support. Yes, we can do it. Right, let's get into it. The back of the Sunday People says, priority, number ones, talks there about the fact that Manchester United are now looking at finals. Justin Bijlow and Eintracht Frankfurt's Kevin Trapp to solve Erik ten Hag's keeper headache. It says here that basically Manchester United are on a bit of a limited budget. The £60 million we've paid for Mason Mount is around half our budget. We've got a £120 million budget, in case you need me to do the quick maths. So we are going to look elsewhere other than Inter Milan's Andre Onana. This story as well is doing the rounds in a couple of papers. It's doing the rounds in the Sunday Mirror as well about Erik ten Hag. You can see that there. Where is it? There it is. Jeepers Keepers, it says there, is the headline they've used. Yeah, very good. Basically, what the papers are saying here is that Inter Milan wants 60 million quid for Andre Onana. United don't know whether we can pay that because of our limited budget. So we're looking at other alternatives, which include the kid from Frankfurt, Kevin Trapp, and the kid from Feyenoord, Justin Bijlow. Let us know what you think about those goalkeepers. Do you know much about them? Do you still think we'll get Andre Onana? In terms of David De Gea, the door's not even been closed on him returning. He could still end up coming back. There was reports that he's away having his wedding at the minute, that when he gets back, United are willing to enter negotiations with him to get him to sign a new deal. However, that's not set in stone, and obviously we're looking at alternatives. It also says in the papers as well that United are looking to move on Dean Henderson, but we need to get in a goalkeeper before we do that. In the Mirror as well, there's this story about pedal power, about Erik ten Hag. You can see that. Tapping up Tour de France guru. Apparently the guy who helped, I don't follow the Tour de France, but if you do, you'll know more about this. The guy that masterminded Denmark's Jonas Vingegaard's Tour de France triumph. He's mates with Erik ten Hag, and he's been looking into his expertise to help Manchester United's performance. Not much in that, to be honest with you. Slightly interested. Also, on the back of or inside the Sunday Mirror, I should say, it says Sancho return, not back. Manchester United have rejected a bid from Borussia Dortmund to take Jadon Sancho back on loan. I mean, I'm glad we have, to be honest with you, because that does seem a little bit silly if we're going to buy him for 73 million quid and then 2 seasons later loan him back to the club we've bought him from. Yes, there is an argument that maybe Jadon Sancho does need to move on. He hasn't had the best 2 years, if we're being brutally honest. And if we can get some money for him and that frees up, funds to go and pursue the striker we need, or perhaps fund a goalkeeper, or maybe even defender. There's rumours we're in for a defender as well. It kind of makes sense. But loaning him back to Borussia Dortmund, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Get involved in the comments and the chat. It's also in the Sunday Express. Sancho's return a no-go. Basically saying Manchester United have rejected the idea. So it looks like there's something in that. Dortmund in for Jadon Sancho. They want a loan move. Manchester United are saying no chance. That isn't happening. I mean, yeah, it's in the Star as well. It's all over the papers, that one. So it looks like there's something in it. It says here in the Star, Borussia Dortmund in for a cheeky Sancho. I don't know what's going on here. Forgive me. You can say that. Cheeky Sancho. Well, they won't be getting a cheeky Sancho, so they can forget about that one, to be honest with you. But, like I say, with so many papers reporting it, you think, yeah, it looks like there's something in that one, doesn't it? I mean, let me know what you think about Jadon Sancho. Do you think we need to move him on? Do you think it's time for him to sort of, I don't know, go to a different club? Do we need to cut our losses? Or do you think there's still life in him? He's only young, isn't he? I think he's, 22, 23? He's only a young lad. Obviously hasn't worked out for him. Did really well at Dortmund. Has shown signs at Manchester United. We've seen some decent games from him. We've seen some goals from him. Just not consistent enough. And there's question marks sometimes about his effort and his energy. And I hate saying that about players, but sometimes when you see him going in for a 50-50, he does seem to back out a little bit. However, there's a talented young player there. Maybe we need to stick with him. Maybe that's part of the problem. Manchester United, we move players on. We don't back them when they have a little bit of a bad spell. Or, on the flip side, maybe the problem is we stick players around, or we keep with players for too long that aren't good enough. Personally, if I had to make a decision, I think if we can get money for him, it might be time to move Jadon Sancho on. But I'm happy to be proven wrong if Jadon Sancho can turn his United career around. It sounds a bit drastic, that, doesn't it, when he's only been here 2 years, but it has been pretty underwhelming. This one in the Mail on Sunday. United earn just £4. Sorry, say that away from the mic. United earn just £4.80 for every £80 Mount shirt. So it's just basically saying here that the amount of money that goes out of shirt sales when United sell them, the retailer gets a lot, United get the manufacturer gets a lot, VAT and all this other stuff. I'm not going to lie, I'm not exactly sympathetic to Manchester United not making lots of money off shirt sales. I think they make money in the amount of volume they sell rather than how much they get per shirt. And also, there is this campaign going on at the minute. We spoke to someone from the 58 about this Boycott Adidas campaign. A lot of fans are unhappy with the Glazers still not selling. So there is a campaign to not buy shirt sales. When the new shirt was launched, we spoke to Steve from the I keep saying 68. I've got the European Cup win in my mind. The 58, and he told us that, you know, there was different things going on, and obviously the protest outside the store at the day the kit launch was sending a clear message to the Glazers that it is time to move on. It's all gone a bit quiet on it on the takeover front, which is really frustrating because, you know, it looked at one point like something was going to happen. It looked at one point that it was going to be Sir Jim Ratcliffe. Then it looked like it was going to be Sheikh Jassim. It still looks like it is going to be Sheikh Jassim, but we're no closer to the end game than it seems we were a few weeks ago. We keep looking, or people keep looking at the stock market prices. Is that an indication that something's happening? People keep looking at the reports coming out of Qatar. We've heard several reports that Sheikh Jassim is ready to make a deal and all that. But as of yet, very little movement. It's just all rumours and conjecture. We will try and get some more solid some more solid stories when we can. There is a story here that's in the Manchester Evening News. It says Manchester United supporters have been told they were sold a red herring when it was suggested the takeover could be completed quickly, according to a sports finance expert. In November, the Glazers announced they would be seeking alternative investment in the club. This is from the Evening News, with the prospect of a full sale on the cards. Progress has slowed since this announcement, though, with United currently no closer to resolving the takeover situation. And also, it goes on to say, Sheikh Jassim and Sir Jim Ratcliffe are the two frontrunners. However, according to commercial and finance sports expert Professor Rob Wilson, not about you, but it's always good to hear from a financial expert because I don't understand the finance at all. United's potential off the pitch is the reason why the two contenders are willing to bid so high. Speaking to Saxo, Professor Wilson said, the reason someone would want to buy Manchester United is because it's one of the probably the most financially successful sports properties on the planet. And he just goes on to say that, however, you know, the reason, it's taking so long is if you look at the UFC merger, that puts them in the region of 20 billion in terms of valuation. If you start factoring in Manchester United's global following, I don't think it's beyond reason if they produce success that in the next 10 years, we could see a 10 billion valuation go onto United. So that is part of the problem. And the Glazers, apparently, from what we've read elsewhere, holding out because they think the club could be worth a lot more in the future. And that's why they're reluctant to sell for a certain figure at the moment. But the one thing I think Manchester United fans can agree on is we want the Glazers gone. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. We'll wait and see what happens with Jadon Sancho. Wait and see what happens with the goalkeeper situation. We'll wait and see what happens with the takeover situation. I'll be back tomorrow outside Old Trafford for the Paper Talk. Make sure you are hitting like, share, and subscribe. Let's get to 800,000 subscribers. And with your support, yes, your support, we can do it. Thanks as well to all the people that send me lovely messages on the tweet that I did about my milestone. Much appreciated. Anyway, this has been Gazetta from my kitchen. The sun's shining in Salford. Thanks for watching.